everyone, it's Hayes and it's Miraculous Monday, so it's time for another screaming session.
Yay, it's me!
And this week we will be looking at Style Queen, the super fun episode where we got introduced to Chloe's abusive mummin, and then Thomas Astruc has since tried to tell everyone Chloe was never abused. I don't think the man actually reads his own scripts after he's finished. Anyway, Style Queen. Nadia kicks things off and she says,
"Tonight the Grand Palais hosts the most eagerly awaited event of the year."
Oh yeah, with the size of that queue, everyone just looks really eager to be there. They were fighting for the seats, and Nadia's like, "Oh, the prestigious guests will be there," and then cuts to the weather girl, as if she just got invited to the Met Gala. Meanwhile, Marinette is at home replacing the feather for Adrian, and she's like,
"But what if people see that it's a synthetic pigeon feather and not a real one?"
It's gonna be better if they all know it's a real feather. And then Adrian can sneeze all the way down the runway.
Great idea!
Marinette arrives just as Audrey gets there, who was wearing shoes she really shouldn't be able to walk in, and then she tries to get the bodyguard fired.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Audrey, you can do whatever you want, but you do not get Maurice fired, absolutely not. So Nadia is interviewing Audrey and she says,
"Judging by the way you're dressed, you obviously don't know, my dear."
Absolutely savage, Audrey, and I 100% agree. Terrible outfit. Marinette finally makes it inside, and with the way she falls, it looks like her head detaches from her body, and the hat rolls into Audrey, who is stood looking imposing with her family as they stare at a fat lot of nothing, to be honest. It's just the Gabriel logo. What was so interesting about it? So Marinette runs off and Audrey lowers her glasses, and does anyone else think her head looks a bit like an insect when we see her eyes without the glasses? Like, her head is so small but her eyes are just like huge for the size of her head. Anyone else?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So then Adrian says,
I feel awkward.
"Yeah, I would too if I was wearing a blazer. That's too short for me. That's awful tailoring." So Marinette arrives, and the contrast between her and Natalie is hilarious. Marinette looks like she's about to start vomiting rainbows, and Natalie looks like she's going to snap the neck of the next person who looks at her. Either way, Marinette and Adrian bump heads because their two shared brain cells are currently fighting for third place, and Adrian is such a gentleman with how he helps Marinette up, and then Adrian models the hats.
See?
You look so beyond silly, Adrian. I know you finally retired from modelling in season 5, but you should have done it sooner. And then it turns out Natalie was there the whole time, and she was just like, "I can't believe I get paid to watch these two idiots."
Come save me!
So this eagerly anticipated event starts with an almost empty room, so, you know, just everyone wanted to attend this today, you know, there was nothing else going on in Paris apparently. And one row is entirely taken up with the friends and families, which, if you don't know anything about fashion shows, that doesn't happen. It's celebrities that sit in the front row, not your friends and family. And then Natalie delivers the best line in all of Miraculous Ladybug history.
"You're fired!"
I don't work for you, I work for Mr. Agrest.
I swear the writers put everything they had into Natalie, and then after that they just didn't try anymore. They just stopped caring. They just, everything on Natalie, nothing after that. Audrey leaves the event looking like she's got a bad back, like look at that angle, and she gets akumatized because obviously we can't introduce a new character and then not akumatize them, apart from Qilin, so I'm not sure why she managed to escape. I'm sure she'll get akumatized eventually. And Alia's mum, she hasn't been akumatized either. What's wrong with that? I mean, I like her. Marlena's great, but why? Unfortunately, Adrian starts modelling, and I can't take the cringe. It's almost as bad as a puppeteer too. And it doesn't get better when Adrian gives Marinette the side eye. But then, oh my god, turns out Nino is DJing the event. I love Nino. I know it sounds like I don't most of the time because I keep making fun of him for not being able to keep secrets, but that's just because it's me. I will make fun of anyone for anything, especially if I love them. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's a good DJ. But this is meant to be a professional event for a fashion brand by someone who is well revered in the fashion industry and could pay whoever is the best DJ on earth. And he's like, no, I'm going to have my son's 14-year-old best friend. That's the one we're going with.
I don't get it.
Thankfully, Style Queen arrives to put a stop to this cringe fest, but oh my god, in the front row is also a Raw. Like, at least Murray won the contest. Raw didn't, although we keep seeing her do weather stuff, like in whatever that episode Optigami and Marinette become friends, and I don't like it, so I've forgotten the name of it. Was that Akari Gozen? It was Akari Gozen. This is not in the script. And then also, Jagged Stone Stalker's there. At the same event Jagged Stone is at. Did no one check over this guest list?
No.
Then Tom says,
Is this supposed to happen? I've never attended a fashion show before.
Bless his cotton socks, absolutely not, Tom. You lived in Paris for your entire life, or at least this long, since all the Akuma attacks have started. You know this doesn't happen, you know what's going on. Crazy man. But then Audrey kicks things up a notch and goldifies Adrian. That's not a verb, but go with it. God, his eyes are freaky looking like that. Meanwhile, Gaby Baby is not in the least bit concerned for Adrian. Amazing. So Ladybug and Style Queen start fighting, but Chloe comes through and protects Ladybug. I will never forgive the writers for what they did to her. Like, Chloe was amazing in this episode trying to protect Adrian, and Ladybug, she was everything. I love Chloe. After a brief fight, Marinette arrives at Master Fu's and he's like,
He's just lost his Miraculous.
very casually, as if it's nothing to worry about. Like, I know it's nothing to worry about because it's on Adrian, it's not lost. Technically, I guess. It's still on a person and he knows who it's with, we just can't get to it. But Marinette doesn't know that. It's just a bit casual, like, yeah, it's lost, but you know, we're gonna handle it. Doesn't care. However, one good thing, Marinette and Plague finally get to meet. This is their first meeting, so Marinette grabs the Bee Miraculous and heads back to the Eiffel Tower, and then she immediately loses the Bee Miraculous.
Yes!
Thankfully, Ladybug gets some glue and removes some of Style Queen's internal organs, but then Plague arrives and destroys the city. Luckily, it all goes to plan, and Ladybug and Plague do a tiny little pound it.
Pound it!
So Ladybug drops Adrian off at the fashion show, and they end up with matching eyeball sizes. However, before Marinette can leave to retrieve the Bee Miraculous, Chloe finds it, which I would be more excited about if I didn't know what they did to her eventually. So let's take a look at the fan art for this week. The first piece is from Null, who drew Dusu and Nuru, I believe, in their true forms, or like we saw with Tiki and Plague in Recreation, their bigger forms with the big wings that kind of scare me slightly, although these ones are quite a bit smaller, so they don't scare me. I love the feathers for Dusu and the yellow wings for Nuru. I think it goes really well with Nuru's colour palette. We then have two pieces from MLAD09. First one is a redesign of Miss Hound because goodness knows she needs it. I hate the outfit, I'm not looking forward to seeing it on a daily episode occurrence next season, absolutely not. Can't do it. And then we also have Adrian with the Fox Miraculous, and they both look great. We then also have, oh my god, some fan art of me from, I'm going to say your name incorrectly, I'm so sorry, Arxia? I don't know how to say it, but it's of me with my Swan Miraculous outfit that I designed myself, but they've done a little redesign, and I just look cute. I always look cute. Obviously. And then finally we have two pieces from Nathars. The first is of Zoe with the turtle and the cat Miraculous, and oh my god, green. Zoe needs more green in her wardrobe. She looked great. Do you know what else she looked great with though? The snake. That beanie, the turquoise, goes so well with her hair and her skin colour. Amazing. Will be great. And the other piece of Zoe we have is also her with a tiger Miraculous, and oh my god, Zoe pulls off every single colour. She looks amazing. There will be a poll up tomorrow so you can vote for the next screaming session. What was your favourite moment from this episode, besties? I'll see you in the next one.